Hello, Nistas and Nistas. How are you today? And welcome back to the channel. I want to thank you guys for coming back to the channel. I'm SavingsFashionista, and over here we do mainly things fragrance, whether it's body or home. And today we are here to talk fragrances, you guys. So if you're interested in hearing about what I have to share, please stay tuned. All right, so today, Nistas, we're going to talk about fragrances for summer, of course. But I want to share with you fragrances that I think would be very befitting to wear with sundresses. Now, let me make something very clear. You wear what you desire to wear when you want to wear it. But since it's summer and a sundress is one of the many pieces of attire that I like to wear that makes me feel many ways. You know, I have some sundresses that makes me feel dainty. I have some that makes me feel sexy. I have some that makes me feel, sexy but yet wifey. I have some that just makes me feel, it gives me like a bohemian vibe. So I have different sundresses that I like to wear, and whatever the vibe the dress gives, I tend to like to pair the fragrance with it. So I have some fragrances that I'm going to share with you. I'm not going to stand and model. I don't even have a sundress on at this very moment. But what I'm going to try to do, I'm just going to try to clip some sundress pictures from Google stock photos and just share them with you so you can kind of like get an idea of what comes to mind as far as the dresses and the fragrances that I would pair with a dress of that type. So let's just get right into it. All right, so the first dress I want to share with you, it is a dainty white, and I think this material is called eyelet fabric material. And this is material that I have seen since I was a little girl. So I think I have a baby picture with me with some dress on it. But it's that like white material with those little fine holes that turns into some type of design. But very beautiful material. So this is the dress that I'm sharing. So the fragrance that I think is very beautiful to wear with a white or more of a pastel color flowy sundress in the summertime. What I decided to do, I'm pulling a fragrance from niche and a designer fragrance. Now, niche and designer, you may have a designer fragrance that costs more than the niche fragrance. So I'll let you know, the fragrance and if it's the more expensive or the more affordable. Okay, so the first fragrance matching this particular look is fragrance from the house of Xerjoff, and this is Apollonia from Xerjoff. This is a musky white floral fragrance. And what I do really enjoy about this fragrance is that it's dainty, but it does have this like sex appeal to it. So I do believe that the combination of the white florals and the musk, it just makes it grown lady dainties, if that makes sense. So this is Xerjoff's Apollonia, and it has fragrance notes of white florals, iris, butter, and white musk. So very simplistic, but it is very unique and it is beautiful. This is definitely a fragrance that I do recommend not blind buying because you really have to enjoy and have an appreciation for a floral musk to enjoy this fragrance. It doesn't get a lot of shine in the world of Xerjoff, but I do really enjoy this fragrance. So again, this is Apollonia from Xerjoff. All right, the next fragrance is very similar to this fragrance, and it is a more affordable fragrance. It is a designer fragrance, and it is by Narciso Rodriquez, and this is Pure Musk. Her same type of vibe, very similar fragrance. Um, Honestly, this particular fragrance, in my opinion, some would think that you don't need them both, but this is more like an everyday signature scent type of fragrance. And the Apollonia, I do think that it could take some getting used to for it to be more of a um signature type of fragrance. So again, in Pure Musk, we have musk, flowers, and cashmere. Very beautiful fragrance. Every time I wear this fragrance, I get tons of compliments. And this fragrance is definitely a more mature type of fragrance because I notice when I wear it, I do get women that, just seems to be more of a mature age. I don't have a lot of what appears to be very young people telling me how well this smells. So again, this is Pure Musk for Her by Narciso Rodriquez. Okay, so this next look, it gives me upper deck boating activity vibes with the blueprint, and it just looks like you're, at the lake. So much as say like a yacht, but you're like in a local lake and you are boating with your mate and you just have on this beautiful sundress and your sun hat and your sunglasses. So that's what comes to mind when I see this look. And the fragrances that comes to mind when I see this look are the first fragrance I'm going to share with you is 724. And I just recently learned, I was looking at someone else, and forgive me, I can't remember who it was, but they were talking about what 724 meant. I never read or understood what it meant. I don't even think I cared to learn. But on the back of this, you can kind of like see the city of New York. And I guess they're saying that, it's a city that never sleeps, is 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. So this fragrance, 724 by the house of Mason Francis Kurkdjian. This is definitely a clean, aldehydic, ozonic type of fragrance, even aquatic with some muskiness to it. It has fragrance notes of white sandalwood, bergamot, fresh flowers, jasmine, and musk. So this is definitely one of those summertime fun, in the water, crisp, airy environment, surrounded with good family, good friends, and good fun. So I would definitely recommend this for that look. And one that I just recently added to my collection, the name speaks for itself, Ocean. So this is Ocean by the Gaia. Ocean de Gaia. I can mess the name up. Y'all forgive. Ocean de Gaia by Giorgio Armani. And this is also an aquatic, aldehydic, airy type of fragrance. It has fragrance notes of pear. It has some green notes. It has citrus, water, jasmine, salt, lily of the valley, rose, musk, and sandalwood. Very clean type of fragrance. And this fragrance has been on my wish list probably about 2 or 3 years. Never decided to get it, but husband just recently got a Giorgio Armani fragrance for Father's Day. And I was like, let me go ahead and get this so I can match his vibe. So again, this is 724 by Mason Francis Kurkdjian. And the more affordable option is the Ocean de Gaia by Giorgio Armani. All right, moving on into the next look. Now, this is an absolute beautiful picture, but it's also a very beautiful dress. She looks very classy, sexy, dainty. She looks like she's possibly a young wife. And it's a beautiful dress. It it's blue, the back is out, it looks pleated. And the two fragrances that came to mind when I saw this particular dress, and the way that I did this, you guys, so that I could pick the right ones, what I did, I went and found pretty dresses that I thought were pretty and fit the description or the vibe of how I'm feeling when I'm selecting my sundresses. And that's how I matched the fragrance up to it. So the first fragrance for this look, you guys, is Patilia from Thameen. This is an absolute beautiful fragrance, you guys. It is a watery rose fragrance. It's very airy. It's very appropriate for summertime wear. And this fragrance has notes of Egyptian geranium, orange aldehydes, orange blossom, rose, Indonesian patchouli, moss, amber, and musk. Now, I tell you guys all the time, the patchouli has to be done the correct way, and patchouli is definitely a note that I really try to stay away from during warmer months. But this one, I mean, they did it with this one. It's an absolute beautiful fragrance. Rose is growing on me. I do have quite a few roses in my fragrance collection now, but I'm very selective about the roses that I do add to the collection. And I have been playing around with a sample of this for over a year, and I decided to go ahead and get it. And here we have it. So this is a beautiful rose fragrance that I think will be very befitting for the look that I just showed you. All right, now a more affordable one. When I described her look, I told you she looked like a young wife. She just looked very elegant, and this is a fragrance that makes me think of wifey per Jeremy, because he did say that this was the signature wifey fragrance, and I do agree. The florals and the vanilla in this fragrance, it just screams, I'm a wife. All right, so the fragrance that I'm speaking of is the original Mon Guerlain. So this is Mon Guerlain, and this has fragrance notes of lavender, bergamot, iris, jasmine, sambac, rose, Tahitian vanilla, corian, sandalwood, licorice, benzoin, and patchouli. Another fragrance with the right amount of patchouli. This is an absolute beautiful fragrance. I should give this fragrance more love than I do, but I have to be in a certain mood. Do I always feel like a wife? Yes, I do. Do I always feel like the most daintiest wife? Not all the time, but there are many moments that I could wear this fragrance. I just tend to pull for something else. But this is an absolute gorgeous fragrance. And I do think that this fragrance is perfect for pairing it. I may even pair these two together. I do think that they would pair really well together. So for that look, you guys, those were the two fragrances that I selected. All right, now moving on into this particular look. This is just a standard black dress, and it has prints of fruit on it, citrus fruits to be exact from what I can see. And the fragrances that I would match with this particular look, the first one is from the house of Kilian, and this is Moonlight in Heaven. Now, this is one of those fragrances, you guys, that it's very unisex. I do think, I don't know what the intent was when the fragrance was released, but I have seen a lot of gentlemen do reviews, more so gentlemen than I have women on this particular fragrance, but I do think that it's a nicely balanced unisex fragrance. So this fragrance has notes of grapefruit, lemon, pink pepper, mango, coconut rice, vetiver, and tonka bean. This is a really nice fragrance, you guys. The only thing about this fragrance that I am trying to figure out to give it a longer lasting effect on my skin. I'm just trying to figure that out. So I think that I'm going to go really heavy with the Mango Body Care products when pairing this, but I do think that this would be a really nice look for a date night out, and this fragrance would pair really well with it. Okay, so for a more affordable fragrance for that look, I would pair Pear Jam. Pear. I will pair Pear Jam by Nette, New York. And this is a perfumey pear type of fragrance. It has fragrance notes of pear jam, pear bergamot, pear and bergamot, black currant, raspberry, rosewater, jasmine sambac, osmanthus, amberette, white peach, patchouli, and aki wood. I didn't notice that this had aki wood. It must have a very, very subtle amount. This is more of a perfumey pear to me, which is a perfect summertime evening type of fragrance. You do get some airiness with it, but when I think of this fragrance, not to say that I wouldn't wear it during the daytime, but I do think that this would be very fitting for this look. You know, black with bright fruit on the dress, and it just gives you like this date night out, even if you're just doing dinner in the movies with your spouse or your significant other, or even the girls. I do think that this would pair really well with that look. So again, this is Pear Jam by Nette New York. Okay, so this next look is definitely something that I would consider wearing to a wedding if I was a guest at a wedding. A little dressy for a baby shower, but just depending on the attire of the baby shower. But if you were doing some type of social or some type of benefits event or gala, this would definitely be appropriate. I think I would even possibly wear this to a recital. So the fragrances that I think would pair really well with this particular look, we're going to start with the Delina LaRosee from Parfums de Marly. This is another reason why I went ahead and got the Patilia, because this is also a watery rose type of fragrance. And as you can see, the dent, it's real. And this, out of all of the Delinas, you guys, I would have to say that this is my favorite one. This one has fragrance notes of lychee, pear, bergamot, Damascus rose, peony, softwood, white musk, and vetiver. Absolutely beautiful fragrance. You know. So this is summertime Delina, hot weather Delina, and it's absolutely beautiful. And it is sundress fragrance attire to me. All right, so this one was a tough one, you guys, because I was not able to pair a designer fragrance that I was vibing with for this particular look. So this is two niche fragrances. This fragrance is Blanche Bête by Liquide Imaginaries. Now, many people consider this to be the milky almond fragrance, and this is almost a polarizing type of fragrance, because although it could be easy to like, it could be easily made to be a signature scent fragrance, I do think that it has as many people that dislike it as there are people that like it. So this fragrance is so beautiful, you guys. It is definitely very electronic. It has a beautiful perfumey edge to it, but that lactonicness, I really like that about this fragrance. It has fragrance notes of milk, amberette, tuberose, jasmine, incense, vanilla, musk, tonka bean, and cacao. So again, this is Blanche Bête by Liquide Imaginaries. Now moving on into the next look. This is definitely sexy date night, or it could be sexy night out with the girls. If it was a little bit more form fitting, it could possibly even be club wear. But you wear what you want to wear when you want to wear it. I can easily see someone, in the club with a nice flowy sundress on, if that's what they want to wear. But the fragrances that I pair with this particular look, you guys, is the first one is Carioca Heart from JusBox, and this is summer 2024, star of the show. This girl was actually released, I want to say, in 23, but she has definitely made an appearance in 2024, and she is good. The hype is real. This fragrance has notes of lemon, pineapple, mango, peony, rum, sandalwood, vanilla extract, labdanum, and ambroxan. Absolutely beautiful fragrance. Totally, totally understand the hype, you guys. So the next fragrance that I will pair with that look is kind of like in the same fragrance DNA. It has that boozy fruitiness, but it is a little more affordable, and it is also a niche fragrance. This is Sangria and Saffron by Michael Mal. This is an absolute beautiful fragrance. I have seen quite a few content creators speak about this fragrance, but it's not, I don't think it's getting the love or the hype that I feel that it should get, but maybe it'll catch up in time. But this fragrance has notes of sparkling orange juice, apple, raspberry nectar, jasmine, lily of the valley, damask rose, ambergris, and suede. Absolutely beautiful fragrance. You definitely get that saffron note. and you get that raspberry nectarine, the saffron and the not nectarine, the saffron and the raspberry are the more prominent notes to me. And it's just giving me hot girl summer vibes, if I'll be completely honest. So it just definitely gives me the vibe of I'm feeling myself, whether I'm with him or whether I'm with the girls. It definitely gives that particular vibe. So again, this is Sangria and Saffron by Michael. All right, now this next look, you guys, I think this dress is absolutely beautiful. I kind of have something in um my clothes that look a little like this, but not exactly. But not only did I pair this first fragrance with it because the color scheme, but I do think that this particular look, it just gives me afternoon brunch lunch vibe, um, running errands, shopping, hanging out with the girls. It just definitely gives me that type of vibe. And the fragrance that I would pair with it is the Melon Kiss by Navitus with collaboration. Gabby Loves Perfume. This is one of those fragrances, you guys. It wasn't what I expected it to be. Pull out the fragrance notes in here. The fragrance notes are bergamot melon, honeydew melon, coconut milk, creamy honey, and Madagascar vanilla. Doesn't this scream girly? It's just a super girly type of fragrance. Not at all will I consider a man to wear this at all, although the the bergamot in here is very bright when it opens up, but it still doesn't give me that tart. Look at me. I'm drifting off into reviewing the fragrance. Let's get back to why I would pair this fragrance with this look. It just gives me daytime vibes. It gives me lunch, brunch, shopping date, running errands. It just gives me that type of vibe. And this is perfect fragrance. I think that would go with that type of vibe. This is Navitus Melon Kiss in collaboration with Gabby Loves Perfume. All right, so the next fragrance, the more affordable fragrance that will go with that same look to me is the Eden Sparkling Lychee 39 by K.I. Lee. This fragrance has notes of black currant, sparkling lychee, rose damascene, candied violet, sugared amber, and sandalwood. This is just giving girly, girl next door, good time girl, a girl that you can just go and have lunch or brunch with and just lay all your troubles at the table, and she's that girl. It just gives that vibe to me. Um, it's good. I really like this fragrance. I'm trying to savor it. As you can see, I've kind of like put a dent in it, but it's a really beautiful fragrance. So those were the fragrances for the stripe green and orange look. Now, lastly, this look, it gives me more of a bohemian, free people vibe. And this dress, I think, is actually a free people dress. I really do like free people clothing, but I have to be in a certain vibe to wear that because it doesn't give you that extra gaudiness. It definitely provides that bohemian type of look. And, sometimes in my wardrobe, there is a time and place for that. So the fragrance that I would pair really well with that, the first one is the Valentino Green Stravaganza. This is a vanilla tea fragrance. It has lapsang tea, jasmine absolute, and vanilla extract. It does have that signature Donna Born and Roma vanilla, but the tea note that they have added to this with the jasmine is absolutely beautiful, you guys. And I think that this would be a perfect fragrance for that look. Now, the next fragrance is also a tea type of fragrance with some citrus in it, and you can pick up those gourmand notes that are similar to vanilla. And the fragrance that I am speaking of is the Princess by Kilian. Eau de Fresh, and this fragrance has notes of bergamot, marshmallow, ginger, and green tea. Same type of vibe, bohemian, soft girl. And I know I was thinking when I was looking at that, I'm like, okay, when I think about bohemian look, I do think of patchouli, but that tea has a place in that. So if you're not a big patchouli lover, I do think that the herbalness and that tea note that you get added in with a little marshmallow or a little vanilla is absolutely beautiful for that look. So, you guys, this concludes my summertime fragrances sundress edition. If you have any fragrances that you would recommend for the summer, I said sundress edition because I just wanted to put a little spin on it, you guys. And I'm sure you ladies probably match your fragrances with your attire. I do because it's just the vibe that I'm in. And I do the same thing with candles. Whatever vibe I'm in, whatever mood I'm feeling, I try to match my mood with surrounding um, the selected fragrances that's matching or providing that vibe. So, you guys, I want to thank you so much for coming back to the channel. I greatly appreciate you. I'll see you guys in the next video. And do not forget, you, yes, you are great. Bye-bye.